Ancient Mayan ball game. What is that? What was it? A simple game? Or a bloody ritual? This question has puzzled generations of researchers and ancient mystery enthusiasts. In the heart of every Mayan city stood not only pyramids but also courts for a mysterious game, shrouded in the mists of centuries and legends. The stone walls of these courts have seen everything: triumphant cries and cries of despair. But was it merely entertainment? Time blurs the lines between game and sacrifice, between celebration and ritual. Spectators gathered around the field, holding their breath, watching every move of the players, unaware of what lay behind this thrilling spectacle. Perhaps it was just a game, a contest of strength and agility. Or maybe every strike of the ball, every nimble leap held deep meaning, leading the players to an inevitable encounter with the gods. Today, under the bright sun, as the spectators filled the stands and the drums began their ancient rhythm, one of the players glanced at the priest standing in the shadows. A shadow of doubt flashed in his eyes. Would this be just a game, or would the day end in a bloody ritual where the victor or the defeated would become a sacrifice for the well-being of the people? The thin line between these two worlds had never been so fragile. And only one thing is certain: the answer to this question lies deep within the centuries, in the heart of the ancient and mysterious Mayan people. Origin and significance of the game. The ball game emerged before the rise of major Mesoamerican civilizations. The oldest evidence of its existence is found on the Pacific coast of what is now Chiapas, Mexico. This area was an important region for early hierarchically organized communities that began forming as early as the 15th century BCE. The ball used in the game was made of natural rubber obtained from rubber trees. This material was common on the Gulf Coast of Mexico, explaining the game's origin in this region. The ball was a bundle of rubber strips that were rolled and shaped into a round object. The size and weight of the balls varied significantly, adding diversity to the game. Myths and legends. One of the most famous myths claims that the game ended with the sacrifice of the participants. There is a version that the winning team was sacrificed, although it seems more logical that the losers were sacrificed, considering the ritual nature of the game. This myth possibly has roots in the ritual games described in the Popol Vuh, the sacred book of the culture.Maya, where twin heroes fight the gods of the underworld in a game resembling ball. Rituals and social aspects. The ball game was not just entertainment, but a complex of sports and ritual games spread throughout Mesoamerica. Balls made of natural rubber were used, and the playing fields varied in size and construction. The playing fields were bounded by low platforms with sloping walls on two sides, affecting the ball's trajectory. The rules of the game are not fully understood, but it is known that players could not use their hands or feet to hit the ball. Forearms, hips, and shins were used. This made the game complex and required special protective gear such as guards and belts. Guards were made of wood or leather and protected the player from injuries, as the balls were heavy and could cause serious damage. Sacrifices and ritual aspects. One of the most shocking aspects of the game was the sacrifices. In some cases, captives were bound and used as balls. In other cases, the winners of the game were sacrificed. This symbolized the struggle between life and death, light and darkness, emphasizing the importance of rituals in Mesoamerican culture. For example, in the city of Chichen Itza, there are reliefs depicting sacrificial scenes related to the ball game. These reliefs show players holding knives and the heads of sacrificed opponents. These scenes, dating from the 9th, 10th centuries, reflect later traditions associated with the game. Influence and legacy. Europeans first encountered the ball game in the 15th century when the Spanish arrived in central Mexico. Some indigenous players were sent to Spain, where they demonstrated the game at the court of King Carlos V. These demonstrations and European sketches of the game helped spread knowledge about it beyond Mesoamerica. Today, the ball game is still practiced in some traditional indigenous communities. In Mexico, the ball game is being revived as a national sport, championships and other events being held. Regional and chronological differences. There were different variations of the game in different regions and epochs. For example, many ball game stadiums have been found in the northwest of the Yucatan Peninsula, indicating the widespread of the game in this region. In the classic Maya period, circa 250–900 CE, the game reached its peak and became an important element of social and religious life. The playing fields could vary in size and shape. In some cases, rings were used, through which the ball had to be passed. In others, special markers marking key points on the field. Conclusion: the ball game was an important part of the life of ancient Mesoamerican civilization. It combined elements of sports, rituals, and social interaction, reflecting complex ideas about the world and humanity's place in it. Thanks to archaeological finds and historical research, we continue to discover new aspects of this amazing game and its role in the culture of ancient peoples.